Start recording this. So, okay, good. Everybody's in here. Okay, welcome to webinar number 8. Tonight's very, very cool. The topic is how to handle rejections and objections, which is, it's something that all of us, are getting all the time. It doesn't matter who we talk to, how we prospect, cold market, warm market, we're always getting objections and rejections, right? So it's perfect timing to talk about it. Okay, so I'm just gonna share my screen with you guys. You guys can see, right? That's really awesome. So I'm gonna actually, my slides are not that many tonight, because I mainly want to leave the time to you guys to, to raise up questions and discuss like what sort of objections and rejections you kind of come across a lot, and then we can all sort of like, putting our brain juice together to sort of like resolve and offer solutions as well. I'll try my best to offer solutions, just whatever I usually experience and how I handle them as well. And I've had really bad rejections in the past too. So, okay, right, let's get started. So, okay, right. So our goal here, all right. So a lot of times, right, when we present like an opportunity or the products to our prospects, we are very eager, especially at the beginning, as a new distributor or as a new coach. A lot of times we are naturally very eager to sort of like, convince them, right? Like, I want them to see, what I see. I want them to like agree with me, right? So which is why it actually makes us seem quite desperate a lot of times. So we want to avoid, being desperate, well, which is my third point actually. Yeah, so I'm not going by the order here. Our goal here is actually to share our vision with our prospects and our customers, but not to actually be desperate to push them to agree with us. So do not present yourself and do not present your our products and our services with a needy energy. Like we don't need to beg people to agree with us. We don't need to beg people to say, oh, okay, I want to buy your service. I want to buy your products, right? Because the moment that we seem very needy, that is when people actually will want to naturally challenge you or want to reject you and give you all the objections, right? So we want to have a good posture, and we don't want to give people that needy energy, firstly. And our second goal is not to be pushy and be salesy. Okay, so which is something that all of us know, and we all want to avoid being pushy and salesy as well, right? So nobody wants to be pushed into buying anything or being convinced into something they are not, the values they are not seeing or don't agree with. So, and then thirdly, we're not here to convince someone, like trying to share a product and service or trying to present an opportunity to someone is not a way to convince them to sort of like, see what we see. If they can't see what we see, if they don't see an opportunity with us, they don't see it. But it doesn't mean that they will never ever see it. It just means that right now I don't see it. Okay, so we just have to keep in mind that these are the things we don't want to do. And hey, Candice, did we lose Max and then got Candice in? Hi. Okay, yeah, Max is still here. Sorry, because my windows are very limited. Okay, so we're only just getting started, and it's actually a very short presentation tonight. I want most of the time to be, discussions amongst all of us. Okay, great. So before we actually present ourselves or before we actually face any rejections and objections, I have a bit of a four-step setup formula here. So this formula, okay, or it's something that I have learned from, some other trainings. This formula is here so that it's a way for us to eliminate, the objections and rejections as well. Doesn't mean that the objections and rejections won't come up, but if we can actually if we can do a good job of getting the 4 steps ready and right, there's a high chance that we won't get those typical, rejections or objections. So what are the 4-step formula? What is the 4-step formula? Okay, firstly, we gotta be able to share our vision with our prospects. And, how do we mean by that? Everybody, we're all on the same page here, right? We want to impact people's lives with healthy, active lifestyle, and also with a great tool and the great products we have from Herbalife. That is our common vision and common goal here. And, we need to let our prospect hear that. We need to let them hear that this is the vision we want to kind of share, right? And so basically it is a way for us to present ourselves with a very clear a clear message to people, how we want to help this person, how we want to help, the world. So we need to have that message very clear, and then people can hear our passion in the way we share the message. Can they feel your passion? Or do they feel the passion, or do they feel the needy energy? There's a fine line between that, right? So before any, questions or objections come up, if we can do a good job presenting ourselves with our vision and with a really true passion from the heart, the chance of the doubts and the questions come up is actually, it becomes lower actually. Okay, and then the third point is, are they convinced that you're about to do something big? So I'm not really talking about techniques here, like how we have to talk ourselves up, or how we have to exaggerate our visions, or our goals and things like that. We don't have to. It's all about being sincere, and also share our vision with them and tell them that yes, we're going to do something big. Like imagine, I help you become healthy and become slimmer, or put on muscles or whatever, right? Then I'm here to actually make a change in your life, right? So you'll be happy, you'll be healthy, and then you can actually share this great tool, this vision, with the friends around you. You can actually share this with your family, right? So can you imagine the impact of that, right? We are creating this ripple effect here, and then imagine your whole community, your whole company can be positively impacted from what we do here, just from you, right? So we have to sort of show them the bigger vision, the what we can do here on the grand scale as well. So like again, like at the beginning, the previous slide, Candace, you probably didn't see it. I was saying that our goal here is not to convince people, because the more we're trying to convince people to make people agree with us, the more objections and rejections we'll get. So I don't really mean by convincing people that, hey, you have to agree with me. You have to see that I'm trying to do something big. It's actually more through the sharing we have with them, for them to actually start to see that, oh, actually we are here to make a big impact. Okay, and the last part of the formula, the last step of the formula is we have to have posture no matter what. What do I mean by having posture? It means, if they say no, if they keep on saying no to you, we don't have to act like we're scared. We don't have to act like, oh, okay, we're buying into their no, right? Or we act weak. Basically, we don't have to act like that. When they say no, we stand firm on our beliefs, and we just smile and go, okay, I understand, that's cool, maybe it's not for you, but that's okay. Something that I usually say to people is that, okay, so it seems like you really don't see the opportunity here. It's okay, if let me know if you have any friends who will be open to such an opportunity. Let me know, right? And would you like me to keep you in the loop? So we don't really burn a bridge. We never want to burn bridges with anybody. We want to continue building a relationship with everyone. So just let them know that, okay, understand it's not for you, it's cool. Or if they say anything, be like, okay, understand, it's not for you, and I'm not sure if you will be a good fit for my team. Just we will sometimes have to act as if we're like a recruiter, right? And then we have to act like we are here to select the right people to join our team, or we are here to work with the serious people who want to lose weight. If you're not serious, if you're like this and that, or maybe you're not ready, and come back to me when you're ready. So it's important for us to have that posture. Okay, so anyone got any questions so far? Yeah, okay, cool, no worries. I'll just keep going then. We can share all our sort of like mostly encountered objections later. So what are objections actually? Objections is simply unanswered questions. Okay, so when people give you objections, that means they actually still have a lot of doubts and concerns and questions in their mind. And our job is basically to clarify their concerns. And the best way to do this is to get them talking, and also by us asking them the questions. I'll give you guys some examples here. This is something that I actually have some scripts to share with you guys after the webinar. And I mean, by having the script is really good as a reference, but the key is for us to practice actually. So the more notes we get, the better we get to become better at handling the objections. Okay, so some of the examples I can share to you guys here. Okay, so example, what's this Herbalife or this shake thing you're doing? Okay, and then this is actually my example of how to clarify the question, how to ask questions. Okay, so you can be like, okay, so what do you want to know? Where should I begin? You know, ask them, oh, why are you curious about, you know, the shake I'm drinking? Is it because you are also looking for some kind of shake as a solution? Or, you know, what do you know about Herbalife? You know, like, what do you want to know about it? You know, we can actually ask them that question to understand where their concern comes from. Another example, every time I've done that sort of thing didn't work. For example, oh, I've tried to lose weight before, I've tried the shake or something similar before, didn't work. And you know, we'll be like, oh, okay, we don't have you. Like, oh, okay, it's a no then. We'll be like, okay, so you know, I wonder what happens. You know, can you tell me what have you tried in the past and why didn't it work for you? So try to understand, you know, like what happened to them, what caused their, you know, sort of like trauma or whatever. Okay, another one. I've tried some of these new replacement drinks before that taste awful. I believe a few of us, maybe all of us, have actually encountered, you know, such a question before, right? So yeah, and then it's very simple. Just ask them, you know, okay. I mean, this is actually something that I'll say, but what I would ask would be like, okay, so how did you make your shake before? What sort of brands, you know? They probably tried some other brand, right? Let's say if it's not Herbalife, they've tried some other brand before, and I'll ask them, okay, so what sort of meal replacement shake have you tried? You know, I'll ask brand, but of course I don't compare the brand, right? So I'll be like, okay, so how did you make it? I always ask that. If they say that I have tried Herbalife shakes before and it tastes awful, then I will ask them, you know, so how did you make it? You know, when was the last time you tried it? You know, so that's how I will ask them, you know, to see why they didn't like it. And then I'll be like, okay, I'm confident that we can find a recipe you like. Because you can really, everybody can actually find a recipe to make the perfect shake for their taste, right? So there's so many options to choose from, and maybe they try the shake flavor they didn't like, and maybe say, in the case of Herbalife, they probably have tried Herbalife shake from, you know, 10 years ago when there was only like 3 flavors and the formulation was, you know, a bit different before, because obviously the formulation is becoming better and better now, right? So that the nutrition is better also, you know, and also the taste is better as well. So, you know, we can also ask them, so what flavor has the most appeal to you? Sometimes I don't really ask this question like that. Sometimes I ask them, so what ice cream flavor do you like the most? They'll be like, yeah, chocolate. Okay, so maybe the chocolate flavor will be quite suitable for you. You know, what if I suggest you make the chocolate shake with, you know, sesame or, you know, peanut butter, for example, right? Would that actually, you know, would that taste appeal to you? You know, I'm just saying, you know, then when we actually find out where the concern comes from, then we can offer some kind of solution, right? And see, you know, how that goes. So usually that actually works much better than us just sitting there and accepting their objections. Okay, another example, I'm not sure if this is for me. This is actually pretty common, right? For all of us, you know, like, oh, I'm not sure it's for me, okay? And then we can also ask them, okay, so help me understand, why do you think it's not for you? If it's in the case of weight loss, you know, and they don't see our program is the thing for them, then we can ask them, okay, so do you mind to share with me, what do you think will work for you? What sort of method do you think will work for you? So we actually understand them more. So the key here is about, you know, keep on asking questions to let them talk and trying to identify, you know, where the concern comes from. All right, so this is just some of the examples of clarifying, you know, their concerns. Okay, all right, I'm gonna give you guys a few more common objections here. That all of us will encounter or have already encountered, right? And then how I normally handle them, and also the ways I've learned, you know, from different sources of how to handle them as well. A common one is, I don't have time. Okay, so this could be a response to, you know, say a 10-day weight loss challenge, or nutrition program, or in the case of business opportunity, you know, I don't have time to do this, you know. And then, you know, by clarifying the question, we can ask them, okay, so what makes your life so hectic? Can you actually tell me more about what's going on? You know, like, are you working multiple jobs, or, you know, why are you making yourself so hectic? So we're trying to understand about the lifestyle, and then see, you know, where can we find the what do I call it, the gap. Basically, everybody has something missing in their lives, right? So they're trying to, you know, find different solutions to fill in that gap. So our job here is to, to listen and to see what's missing in their lives so that we can offer the right solution to help them to fill in that gap. Okay, another way to ask the question could be, wow, sounds like you're really busy. What would be the right balance look like for you? Like if you didn't have all that kind of hectic concern, what would be an ideal lifestyle? What will be your ideal lifestyle to you, where you have like work and life balance, right? So we get an understanding of, what sort of lifestyle they want to have. And then we can offer the solution again. Okay. And another objection on the right hand side of the column, I don't have the money, right? So who's got that from before? I got it. I have so many times. So wait, you had it many times too, right?
Yeah.
Another version of I don't have money is that this is too expensive for me, right? So a lot of times we have that. I shouldn't be saying that with a bitchy face, like this is too expensive for me. But I'm saying with that face, no, it's because that's the way they say it, right? Very often they don't be like, this is too expensive. They will, no, it's too expensive for me. They usually have that look, right? It's because, yeah, they're comparing, or they're just simply looking at the number by itself, right? So this is just an example of how to handle it and why we have to ask those questions. Like when usually when people say that I don't have the money or this is too expensive, it's very often that they don't really see the value from the way you present the product or your opportunity to them. When they don't see the value, they don't see why they have to pay for this, right? Which raises the issue of, okay, this is too much for me. I don't see the value why I should pay this much. So which is why it's important for us to ask the question, like, what would you like to see and what would you like to experience from us so you could see the value was there, right? So we can actually ask them, like, what's their expectation? If in their mind, say if they're paying Hong Kong dollar $1,000 for a program from us, what would they ideally like to expect from us, right? So we get an idea, okay, what's this person's mindset is like. And I usually go, when I hear that, right, when they say it's too expensive or I don't even have the money for that, I usually ask them the second question first. Okay, so how much do you usually spend on your breakfast? And, like, what's your grocery bill like? How much do you spend on your lunch and your dinner? So you can get a gauge of, what's their spending habit like, and, like, what's their spending range as well for the meal. So you can actually break down the price for them. Like, okay, so our program is about $1,200 Hong Kong dollars. So if you break it down into 30 days, it's merely like $40 a meal. And we're not talking about just $40 for a shake. We're talking about a whole program per day that helps you cleanse your whole body system. It helps your body regenerate the cells for more nutrition, right? Comparing that to whatever you're spending, say in Starbucks, that's probably $50, $60 easily, for like a breakfast. Do you see the value that I'm offering you here? Right. Sometimes I ask that question, after that I've actually explained to them, I ask them, actually, do you actually see an opportunity of, losing weight with us here? Do you see the value here? If they still say no, that's okay. It means they're not ready. It's no for them today. And then we just move on. Move on meaning don't just let them go. Just tell them that, okay, it's great meeting you. Do you think any of your friends, ask for referral. Do you think any of your friends or your family will actually want to, get on the program with me, for example, right? And would you like me to keep you in the loop? So, keep a good relationship with them as well.
Okay, Jen, I have a question though.
Yeah, sure. Okay, before we go to the pyramid schema. Yeah. Okay.
From your experience of those people who they rejected you, but when you ask them for referrals, what are the chances of them giving you a referral since they rejected you?
Actually, it's not low. It depends on the conversation as well. If the conversation is like very negative and like, I don't know, sometimes people get emotional or like whatever, right? Then the chances is probably low. I wouldn't say low, but if they see some kind of values, right? Like they say no to you today, but then you've done a good job, giving them some kind of education about, say nutrition, for example. you've done a good job, telling them about, say, cellular nutrition. Why do you need, like, vital nutrients in your breakfast and all that, right? The stuff that we always do when we do the evaluation, educating them about blood sugar level and all that. You've done a good job giving them that education. Then they actually see they see some kind of value with you. It's just that, oh, maybe they're not ready today, or maybe they're like, oh, I need to wait for my payday next month. I mean, when you have done a lot, you can actually sense, okay, they're probably gonna be ready like next time. Sometimes sometimes you're like, probably they're not gonna be ready for another few months, right? If you sense that, okay, they're probably gonna be ready next week or 2 weeks later, and then the chance of them giving you referrals, actually, it's possible, actually, because for example, right, sometimes they're like, oh, it's not for me, but maybe, like, they hear something from the way you present it to them, right? They'll be like, oh, okay, I've had cases where they're like, okay, I don't think I need it right now, but actually I think my mom needs it. I'm sure a lot of people get that, right? Oh, my dad needs it, or my boyfriend needs it. Okay, my goal is actually to do this and that. So what I'm doing right now, I feel pretty okay. So I don't need it just yet. They feel that, okay, what you present to them doesn't really suit their lifestyle or something like that, right? So it's okay, because like I said before, our job here is not to convince them. Like we don't have to close them, like, you have to say yes to me, but we present ourselves in a very professional manner, and we let them see the value already. Then that's good. If they see the value, they might be like, oh, maybe someone else actually need it. So I do have that sometimes. So if you hear that they said, oh, someone else needs it, or my colleague needs it, my boss needs it, then make sure, before you let them go, you get the contact. Okay, is it okay if you actually sorry, is it okay if we set up a time to meet your boss, or would your boss be interested to come in for free wellness evaluation with me sometime? Just ask nicely, and then the person will be like, oh yeah, actually, let me ask my boss. Yeah, it would be great. Yeah, so you'll be like, okay, yeah, cool. I mean, if you don't want to, sometimes if we have our posture right, we don't actually have to let them go, like, okay, yeah, just let me know whenever, right? If you're firm and strong, you can actually let them know that, okay, what would be a good time to actually set up an appointment with your boss? Will next Wednesday work for you? Sometimes we do have to be a bit more proactive as well in terms of, making the appointments as well. Because a lot of times, people will be like, okay, yeah, I'll let you know, see you next week sometime, and then they say that, and next week they disappear, right? So I'm sure that probably happened to some of us already. So if we can kind of like get there sort of like, at least if it's the same, like, okay, well, next Wednesday, okay, good. I'll put you in for next Wednesday lunchtime, okay? Yeah. And then if they say, oh, if any changes, let me know. But at least you kind of have half of their commitment there already, right? So anyway, that's another topic about how to set appointments. Yeah. So yeah, so that's all, for the referral. You're asking me about referral rate. So next part. Looks like a pyramid scheme. I don't know. All right. I think all of us have got this, right? Who's got it? I got it so many times, Yeah. Wait, do you want to share with us what was the situation like when someone said, oh, it's a pyramid scheme?
Well, I mean, everyone, when they hears about, Herbalife, right? The first thing that comes to their mind is, oh, it's a direct sales. And the next thing is either that and pyramid scheme, or just they say, oh, it's a pyramid sales thing, is it? So, I mean, what I do nowadays is tell them, ask them what do you mean by a pyramid scheme, do you, and, if they are speechless, then I ask them, do you mean like, the guy at the top doesn't do anything, and people, he just needs to find two people to become customers and, and become coaches, and he just sits back and relax, and then the rest will do all the work and he transits down. Is that what you mean? A lot of them, all of them will say yes, or that's what they will explain to you. So what I'll tell them is, well, it's not a pyramid scheme because the guy at the top is going to work, It's not the whole structure, the whole organization is going to collapse. And I do tell them, experiences and stories of such cases that, this pyramid scheme where the guy at the top is not doing anything, the whole organization collapses because end of the day, I mean, if the people, okay, business builders below can really see what, their sponsor is doing. They can feel it too. And when, the sponsor is not doing anything, and he's just sitting back, relaxed, and not even treating the products seriously. He's not getting even the results, and yeah, the other business builders below was just going to fade away and say, no, I'm not going to do this shit anymore. This is what I explained to them, because everybody's idea of a pyramid scheme is that it's a quick, get rich quick, or get a quick buck for passive income kind of idea, which is not the case at all.
Well, here's the thing, right? Like a lot of people have the wrong understanding, and they're being exposed to the wrong information, right? So, so they immediately associate, the legitimate brands like such as Herbalife with the, the ill practiced, companies, which actually probably some do have that's pyramid scheme. Yeah, well, because the thing is, when people say that, right? I'm sure for a lot of us at the beginning as new distributors, we're kind of like, we don't know what to do, right? I don't know, Wei, if you remember how you handled this at the beginning, because right now you're more experienced, so you know how to handle it very calmly. But at the beginning, I'm sure a lot of us would be like, oh, like it's very natural for us to act very defensive, right? I would be like, oh, it's not, like, why do you think it's a pyramid scheme? It's not, like that kind of stuff. Or like for me personally, at the beginning, when people say that, I would be like, I actually didn't know how to handle it, I'll be like, I will tell them, but it's not. But also at the same time, I'll be like, how is the pyramid scheme? Like I want to try to reason and try to argue with it. That's how I would, act at the beginning. But I know that what I have found was that, the more I try to argue with them, the more I try to win the case, the more heated the conversation gets, and also probably the more they lose credibility with you. They just think that, of course you're trying to make yourself look good, and you're trying to, present, your opportunity in a way that it's not. But in their mind, they still think you are, because you haven't actually, I should say it, all you're trying to do is just be defensive. It's, yeah, that can actually create like a really bad sort of, how should I say it, impact, actually, and negative. It can actually leave a very sour taste and very, negative impact as well. So we want to avoid that, actually. So basically, we actually don't battle with a negative mind. When some people are really, really negative, they probably saw a lot of things, inaccurate information and all that kind of like negative things on the internet or elsewhere, or from family and friends or whatever, right? A lot of times it's just hearsay. They personally don't have any personal experience, with the bad experiences, but they hear it from someone, or hear from this person, that person, and they just easily buy into it. And then they just want to argue with you and all that, right? If people do that, then, we just hold our posture and we don't need to argue with them. You can just tell them that, okay, seems like, you really, really haven't gotten over some bad experience, or you really think this is it, like, so I don't think this is actually for you. We can actually tell them that I don't think this is actually for you, if this is the way you choose to see it. And clearly, sorry, was
Yeah,
someone?
I'm sorry, Jane.
Oh, Max, yes. I can't see you. That's why I don't know who's talking. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What were
No,
you gonna say,
I
Max?
just can't open the video now. But
That's okay.
actually, I had when I presented it to two different customers that was interested about like the pyramid or not.
Mm-hmm.
And it's even first of all, I asked them where they work, or I already know where they work. Like, for example, so they work in an organization. So then I just explained to them, if you think about it, then your organization is kind of a pyramid. So you have a manager, and then you are under your manager, and then you have people you under you, basically. And this is a pyramid structure. But the problem with your pyramid structure is that your boss will always get paid much more than you. And you will get paid much more than the guy that under you, because you're managing him. And in our structure and how our business structure works is that actually it will be much beneficial for the guy that enrolled you to grow his team and make an effort to grow your team, because then everybody's getting the benefit. That's one. And second, then even the guy that I enrolled under me basically can make much more profit than I do if he will be more proactive.
Correct. Mm.
So then they basically think about it and they think, well, that makes sense. And it's basically true.
Yes, yes. Thank you,
True,
Max. That's a really good way to explain it to your prospects. Yeah, Wayne, were you gonna say something as well?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen. I mean, but you see, for what Max says is true. Because we have seen it with our own eyes, we've experienced it. However, for people from the outside with no experience, right? It really depends on what you say in negative and positive mind. If they choose to be negative, then they're just going to say, oh, you're just saying it, stuff like that, just to make it good. But the thing is, a matter of fact is, we have seen it before. So I think it still goes down to the case of, the person's mindset in the end of the day. You can tell them this, you can tell them the truth, but if they choose to be in, the adopt a negative mindset, then, I still think the best way is like what you say, Jane, tell them up front that, they haven't gone past their experiences, negative experiences, because
Yeah, because like it feels like if you're telling him such a thing, then like you're putting him in a kind of odd situation. You know what I'm saying? Because like, oh, okay, so if you think like that, then you're like, it's not for you. Then you didn't actually clarify why exactly what exactly what was his problem. So you're basically trying to educate him about the structure.
That's right.
At least give him a chance to understand.
Yeah, and we give them a chance to explain themselves as well, which is why we ask them a question like if they say, "Oh, it's a pyramid scheme," we'll be like, "How do you mean by that?" Right? And it's very very interesting. Maybe in the future you guys will see, right? Because when you actually ask them, a lot of the times people don't even know what they're talking about. Yeah,
because they heard the terminology, but they have no idea.
Yeah, they just follow like, oh, it's pyramid, and they're like, oh, actually, I don't really know. Is it like, like the person on the top makes some money? Sometimes they actually don't know, right? So that's kind of funny. You're like, okay, they actually don't know what they're talking about, so they just kind of immediately think that, oh, it's a negative thing, and you guys are like this and that. And then, so our job is to listen and actually understand. And like, oh, actually, I don't really know. Is it that bad? And then, of course, we can go into details of, explaining and educating them, like what Max shared with us about, how we work, in the Herbalife structure. The downlines can actually outperform the uplines as well, and make more money than the uplines. And also, like in an organization, company, even government. Okay, so what is a pyramid? Government is a pyramid scheme. Not scheme. Government is a pyramid, right? You see, and company is a pyramid, right? And also another one that I learned to explain to people is for my training is that those network marketing companies, which actually do run the pyramid sort of things, like the ill practice ones, they actually don't focus on the products. They focus on recruitment. Okay, you go and recruit how many people, and you get a cut, you get a commission, and you teach your downlines just to recruit, right? They only focus on recruitment and the commission that you get from the recruitment. There's no actual products, right? So that actually, there's so many companies, MLM companies are like that. They focus on recruitment.
No products, just recruitment for what purpose?
Yeah, because the people on the top want to make money, right? So that actually, so there are companies out there which do that, and the good thing is there are a lot of what do you call it, like institutes, right? Like FTC in America, they actually do monitoring every year to monitor like a lot of MLM companies to make sure that everybody's practicing properly and professionally, and those ones which are very dodgy actually get shut down. Right. So actually a lot of regulations and rules are very strict. So if there are companies out there doing, this kind of dodgy practice, they actually get checked, they get audited, and then they get shut down actually. So if someone who comes over to you and tell you that, oh, Herbalife is a pyramid, blah, 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 we can actually educate them, tell them that, we actually focus on, the products, our products are actually really good. We help our clients with the health improvement, and whoever comes to us, we always want them to feel the products, right? We want them to get their own personal results with our products. We want that as the number one thing. Even someone just comes over without trying the product and go, hey, I want to do this business with you. we always get them to try the product as well, right? So, and also we all know, as distributors, when you sign up someone, we don't make any money, right? We pay the same thing, we buy the member pack for them, and they pay the same money for the member pack. We don't make any commission when we sign up someone. So the focus here is really on getting people on the products and have a really good health transformation here. So tell them that, okay, so if Herbalife was such a company, like you said, wouldn't we be shut down by now already? It's been around for 38 years. Okay, I wouldn't say it with that tone, okay, because that will actually make me seem like I'm trying to convince them or trying to win the case. Yeah, so I'll be saying it in a calm tone, like, dodgy companies usually get shut down, but if our company was like that, it would already be shut down many years ago. But it's been around since 1980. So, and we're still expanding, in 90 plus countries, right? So, you'll get them thinking, oh yeah, that's true. If it's such a dodgy company, wouldn't it be shut down by now already, right? So, so that'll actually get them to understand about the company a bit more. So that's how I usually handle the pyramid scheme, and it's actually not an issue for me anymore. I used to think, oh my god, the whole pyramid thing when they bring it up, it's like, it kills the conversation. I don't know what to do. That's because I actually didn't really know much about, what's pyramid scheme and what are the other companies do out there. And also, this is also my advice to all of you guys. It's good for us to go online and also do a bit of digging around as well. And so we are aware of what is actually out there. So that when our prospects go online, everybody knows how to do their research on Google now, right? So when they actually go online to their research, we are aware of what kind of crap that they will find. They will always find crap for sure. Nobody can stop people from finding crap online. YouTube, Google. So at least we're aware, right? If they ask any questions, we can actually kind of like, when we know how to handle it, Otherwise, we'll be like, we didn't know that, there's all this like, crap out there, right? And it will probably make us feel very vulnerable as well. So it's good to kind of go online and see what kind of crap people say as well. So yeah, so that you're mentally prepared as well. Anyone else got anything else to share about this one? Because this is very common. Everybody's bound to come across this kind of objection.
Just another perspective. So I agree with everything that everyone just said, but also, could we also like explain the benefits of the company being run in this way, like in an MLM kind of system instead of just a retail shop? Can we explain to them how that actually works? Like it's that ideally it focuses on like one person gets they try the products themselves and they get the results, and therefore they can really vouch for the product, and then they find it good, and then they pass it forward. And there's also the coaching involved, and that's not available in just like retail products. Is that also another way that we could explain?
Yeah, for sure. So like what you said, Sam, is really good, because you are actually presenting to them the values they get from our servers, and let them see that it's not just merely like say a business, right? Because a lot of times we just see it as, it's just business. But when you present it to them, saying we have the services, we have the coaching service, we have the follow-up, and we're here to help you get the results, and the product's actually really good as well, and share more about the products, then they actually can see, okay, this is how it works. And then in terms of the whole multi-level marketing structure, we can again show them that, okay, so when one person uses the products and shares with someone, recording, awesome. I'll go back to my share screen. Oh, what happened to my screen? 1 second. Okay. Yeah, good. Okay. Is everybody back? I think, most of us are back. Yeah. Okay, I'll share my screen back to here. Yeah, so we're saying that also Sam was just talking about explaining the business structure and also the servers, our specialty, like our service personalities and specialties to people versus say a traditional business or something like that, right? So yeah, so that's actually very valid. Yeah, when we explain our business nature to people, so they see the added values in there, right? Rather than just you guys are trying to make money and just selling products. We need to let them see that it's just not your ordinary product. What it can do to you and what sort of added value and services you get as well. Yeah.
Because I'm sure that there are distributors out there who don't really do it the ideal way. They just like push the
Oh
products on
yeah,
people.
yeah, plenty
There
of
are
people
like
who just sell the
bad
product.
apples that give it, give the company a bad rap. But so perhaps what we could do is tell them that, like, for our team, we're really, really like, committed to, like only like recommending you stuff that we have tried and that really works on us. And yeah, and we'll use our own experience to coach you and use your
Yeah.
products as well.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it. And that brings me to the next slide actually. Now you're on this because well, there are two methods out there, right? I mean, there's so many ways to handle objections and rejections, but there are two popular ways to do it. I don't know, all I know is, that's the first one. Second one is feel, felt, found. So it's kind of like a structure of how to respond. So back to what Sam was saying before, like, oh, okay, yeah, probably there are people out there, or you could respond in a way like, oh, yeah, I don't really know how others do it or how the previous wherever, but all I know is, my team and the way we do it here is blah, 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 blah. So we present it to them, So this is one way. I mean, I don't know. All I know is it's just simply a structure, but we can use this structure to actually present our cases. So back to what Sam was saying, you can do it like that, right? Or when someone says something like, oh, GNC is selling the shake, they're so much cheaper and you get more, like how are you so special, right? They will have, this is also a very common one. And, we don't want to compare and saying that, oh yeah, da, 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 da. Of course, sometimes I'll be saying that GNC doesn't offer you the coaching, but we do. You don't get a GNC staff ring you up, right? But I'll be like, yeah, well, I actually don't really know, like what's in the GNC, shake or whatever brand. I'll be like, but all I know is that, over here in Herbalife, every Herbalife distributor or coach, when we do the business legitimately, we give you the follow-up service. We have the responsibility to make sure that you guys get the results from us. And, we are here along the way with you. We're giving you this as a program. So the program comes without, follow-up coaching as well. So we present to them that all I know is this is what we do. So I have an example here in the table, about someone who will be saying something like, oh yeah, I don't know if I'm ready, or I don't know if it's for me, and then you can use the structure to respond saying that, oh, I don't know about that, but all I know is if I was serious about weight loss, I'll find a way to put together the money. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I forgot why I wrote this. Yeah, like, oh, I don't have the money. Okay. But all I know is, if I were serious about weight loss, I'll find a way to put together money, and don't let money be your excuse. Like, I know you're serious to do this. Let's find a way to make it happen. This is just an example for us to handle when someone who's like, I don't really have money for this. I mean, is it really that they don't have money, or is it something else? That's also like very tricky for us to identify, right? Because a lot of times they use money as an excuse. Right. So in fact, it's not really the money. You probably see them spending, I don't know, in the Chanel store and buying a bag. And then I don't have money, So it's not really the money. A lot of times people like to use money as an excuse, So it's important for us to ask them, like, okay, so how much do you spend on your meal? And then how much do you, spend on the gym and things like that, right? So you can get a gauge of, what's their spending range like. And then, yeah. And those, so, when they really...
Tu me llegaste los vamos, Tele.
Sorry, was that Max?
Osh.
Hmm? Okay, I don't think Max is talking to us. Are you talking to us?
Yeah, no.
Okay, right, that's okay. Yeah, so what was I gonna say? And in a case whereby someone really, really doesn't have the money or short of cash this month, or they wait for whatever, like, oh, I need to wait for 2 months later when my boss pays me or something like that, right? But if we sense their urgency, if we sense their seriousness, then we can actually offer them some ways. Like, okay, so I sense that you really want to do this, right? So when money is really your issue, let's actually find a way to make it happen. Okay, so how can we actually put together, say, $1,000 so that you can afford this program, right? And this is actually when we can actually offer the next method. It sounds like all the strategies, right? Don't worry, when you practice it, it becomes second nature. The second strategy is feel, felt, found. Okay, so what do I mean by that? Okay, so let's say if it's in the same case, right? I don't have the money. Like, the truth is really this person doesn't have the money. Okay, so we actually feel, their weakness, we feel their sort of like sadness or whatever. Just say, I understand how you feel. I actually felt the same at the beginning as well. But you can say your case, but actually it's more convincing if you tell a third person story rather than telling your story, right? Be like, okay, so investing in something new can be a very big decision. I know it can be a big portion from your current whatever, but I know you want to do it. So my friend, you can say whoever, my friend actually felt the same way, but then you tell her the transformation story. So in the case of money, right, you could say something like, okay, so this is how she felt as well. But then what happened was I introduced her to our ambassador program. So she actually bought her first set, at full retail price. And I tell her that there's a way that she can actually enjoy the products at a good discount. And eventually she can actually enjoy her products, for free. So I taught her how to do it. I introduced her to our ambassador program. She got a really good result, and she introduced 2 friends to join our challenge or do the program. So, run through the whole ambassador program steps with them, right? So tell them that, eventually, when you introduce, say, 5 friends onto the program, actually, just touch on gently how they can make that sort of we don't have to present in a way that it's like, oh, we want them to do the business, because they will start to get scared. Like, oh, you want me to do like a salesperson or something like that? We don't have to present it like that, because they'll get very stressed out, So we just tell them that, just, use your products, get a good result, follow the guide I give you, be diligent. You will get a good result in a month time. Okay. So in a month time, when you actually have lost 5 kg, when you slim down, the people around you will definitely notice you change. They'll want to ask you, what have you done? And this is when you can actually share, we can share with them. But the thing is, for a lot of people, they don't really know how to share. You can just tell them that you can just come to talk to I can introduce my coach to you, right? Just tell them to come and meet me. Introduce those friends and colleagues to me, to your coach. And then I can, and through the ambassador program, tell them that you can sign up, then you can buy the products for 25% off. Then, it becomes a bit more financially comfortable for them, right? Then they feel like, oh, yeah, this is actually affordable, once I can become an ambassador, right? And then you can actually show a bigger picture to them, oh, okay, so say, for example, when you tell the story of, in the case of, say, Nancy, right? So Nancy, she eventually, she became an ambassador. She started to actually share, the whole program and everything with more and more people. So she ended up becoming, an active ambassador with us. And then she was able to actually help, 5 to 6 people, and then be able to use her products for free. Because with all the people that she introduced and, that sort of retail profit she makes, those money actually will go to cover her own products. So she eventually becomes, someone who can use her products for free. So when we actually explain it in a very sort of like non-salesy way, people actually start to kind of think, oh, okay, this is actually a good way for me to come up with the money, or this is actually a good sort of solution to my money issue, right? And then when they actually start to practice it with you down the road, it's no longer a money issue anymore. They will actually really enjoy being an ambassador. So yeah, do you guys have anything to contribute right now at this point?
Jane, would telling them about, like how they can have the products at a cheaper, like discounted, a lower price, like 25% out, or for eat the products for free so early in, like how you said about the this second point, feel felt found. Would it be a little too early to tell them that in the first place? Like, not say explain, but even tell them such a pointer.
You think it's too early, right? Okay, you only tell them that if they raise up the issue of like, I don't have the money, I really, really don't have the money. Like if you know that they're really like, say, poor or whatever, or they really, really kind of like, what's the word? Like nagging you for discount. Because I know you probably have people like that in the past, right? Like some people are like super, super like, I don't know, discount oriented and bargain oriented, right? So if they talk about like, oh, do I get a discount? And like I had that. Like actually one of our 10-day challenges. I'm not gonna disclose her name in the current challenge. She actually, asked me. She's like, oh, I'm actually in between jobs. I'm not working right now. Is there any way that I can get a discount? I can actually, tell people about it. Like she was asking me if I could give a discount for this challenge already. Right, but she didn't nag for it. She just asked, like, as a, some people always want to try to see if there's a chance for a discount, right? So, like nothing wrong with it. She actually asked me that. This is a real case. So I said to her, okay, there is a way to get discount, but this one, do the challenge, okay? Do the challenge, get your results, and be a good example. I'll tell you how ambassador program works. So for the next time, you'll be able to get a discount when you actually, when you get a really good result from us. And then next time, I'll tell you about the ambassador program. So I didn't tell her right away. I just tell her that we have an ambassador program. I'll introduce it to you. I'll tell you more about the ambassador program next time. Yeah, I just said that, I don't like to phrase in a way like I cannot give you a discount. I'll be like, okay, do this first, because it's her first time. If it's the first time they haven't even tried a product, like we don't want them to like, I mean, no, like we don't talk about discount, when the first time. The first time you're sincere, you can afford this, do this one. Next time, okay, next time we talk about discount, and then I'll tell you how to get a discount next time, okay? So for people who are more sensible, who are mature, they will not nag you for the discount for the first time. But if those people who are really, really nagging you for the discount the first time, then, this is the case where we have to have the posture and stand firm and tell them that, hey, this product, okay, I might not tell them in this tone, but we just have to have posture and tell them that, like our products really do have the values and nutrition, the right formulation and everything, right? And then our products come with the services, you are here bargaining with me, that means you want a discount for the service. We do not discount the service, which is why everybody comes to us and then they pay the full retail price, because the full retail price comes with our service. It comes with our coaching, right? You will not get that anywhere else. If you want a discount, then, if they really, really want a discount, then, well, okay, well, I don't think you are ready to come for my coaching then. You can reject them. It's totally fine. You don't have to be desperate and really want to do everything to get the business, right? This is when we have to have the posture. Just tell them that this is the way I do my business. Like this is the price. Everybody's paying the same price. Even my mom's paying the same price. It's a true story. I actually shared it with someone who was arguing with me about the whole membership discount. I just said no. Even I did the same thing with my mom. My mom paid the full price for it, and my mom was fully supportive, and she knows that in order to be a good friend, to be supportive, you don't ask for discount. You support them with the full retail price, right? Yes. So I said, yeah, my mom even went through the whole ambassador program with me as well. So I don't discount, and if we're discounting our products, we're discounting our service, and we're cheapening ourselves, basically, right? It's not just we're cheapening the whole Herbalife products, the brand, but we're cheapening ourselves as coaches as well. So we present a case to them. If they really want a discount, they will always go and chase discount. They're not seeing the real value here, and we don't want a customer like that. Yeah. So, anything you guys want to say? I'm very passionate about this part. That's why I'm like, if you want a discount, yeah, people who want discount, they will always go chase discounts. They'll probably go to Yahoo or Groupon or Taobao or any of those like e-commerce website and buy discounted Herbalife products. That's fine, but that means you guarantee for sure that they will not get the coaching service when they buy those products there. Okay, so okay, so moving on. Okay, so this is just a summary, the key points, how to handle objections and rejections, right? So the key points is we talk less, we listen, and then we ask the right questions. Ask, the questions which concern their sort of doubts, right? We respond with a question to get more clarification. So I've shown you guys some examples before of how to ask questions, right? I don't really have the time, I'm too busy, and then we ask them, okay, so can you tell me what is happening in your life? Is it your job or something else? Okay, don't jump to respond without truly understanding the real issue. So, as new distributors, it's very easy for us to kind of like, have a react to their questions, right? And then very often that becomes very defensive as well. And then people kind of feel uncomfortable as well when we're coming off as too strong or really want them to see what we see. Sometimes they really just don't see what we see, then we just have to let it be. And when we ask questions for clarification, it shows that you really care and you're sincere in wanting to offer the correct solution. So always ask the right questions and ask questions without ask questions sincerely, actually, because at the end of the day, we are here to offer them the solution, right? And it's up to them to take it or leave it. Okay, and always remember that intent counts more than technique. So yes, in what we do, there are some techniques and strategies, but then we don't always have to keep those techniques and strategies in mind. Maybe at the beginning, as new coaches, we do kind of sometimes think about, okay, or maybe in this case, I need to apply this technique or strategy, and then let me see how it goes. But then at the end of the day, if you can actually forget about the techniques and just remember, I'm here to help them. So for example, okay, so how can I help you to lose weight? Instead of thinking, okay, how can I close this person? How can I push the products to this person? Okay, or maybe I should ask this person that question so that he can say yes to buying my shakes, right? Don't think too much about that in your head. This is like all this noise there is actually blocking you from actually building a really good connection with the prospect. So the way to build good connection with them is to actually have a good intent. My intention here is to help you. If you don't want to buy shakes from me today, that's okay. At least I can actually offer my solution to you and let you know that I'm really here to help. And they can feel your sincerity. If they truly don't see an opportunity for themselves, just get in a referral. Yeah, ask them, your boss or anyone else would be suitable for this, and ask them if they mind if you keep them in the loop. So that this is kind of like a good way to wrap it up, right? We don't kind of like let them go, okay, see you, bye, next. I mean, yes, huh? Yeah, we do have to move on to the next target, yes, but then we don't actually cross them off the list. We keep them on the list, and keep building a relationship, maybe like here and there, drop them like, hey, how's it going? Haven't heard from you for a long time. You never know, maybe the second time, next time when you're checking on them, they're more open to it, right? I've had cases where people like no to me a few times, and then they somehow come back to me like I think it was like 2 years later and say, "Oh, you still doing that thing, bootcamp Herbalife thing?" I'm like, "Yeah, I am." And I was like, "Hey, what do you want to know about it?" They're like, "Yeah, actually, I want to know more about the shake and the business opportunity." Like seriously, it happens, right? But of course, you don't disappear on these people. Just here and there, keep yourself active on your social media. They're on your social media, or Christmas, New Year, whatever, festivals. You drop them like a Happy New Year, Happy Birthday, keep a good relationship with them. You never know. Yeah. So this concludes, what I have to share. And also, this is kind of like a final words. The final word was we won't be able to get everyone to show into our deal, but we can make sure that at least everyone's exposed properly and professionally, to our business opportunity or to our products and services. If you get a no, high five yourself and move on. That's okay. They may come back to you in the future if you have done your job properly, and with every no, you're closer to your next yes. So don't get disappointed, don't get down if people say no to you. It just means no for now. It doesn't mean no forever. Yeah. Okay. And then of course I have to promote the events again, because I know these training events are very important to all of us. Again, Malaysia Members Development Weekend, which is coming out very soon, and Singapore Extravaganza, that's open to all the supervisors in May. So just a reminder to you guys, Actually, in the coming weeks, I'll actually keep all of you guys posted with some of the local trainings as well. Like for Singapore, you guys have a lot of like STS and kickoffs, right? And for Hong Kong, there are actually a lot of good
No more
trainings.
STS.
Sorry?
Singapore doesn't have STS anymore. It's just kickoff meetings.
Kickoff. Oh, they call it a kickoff. Yes. I think last weekend or the weekend before, you guys had one, right?
Yeah.
So those are really good events to learn. And for Hong Kong, actually, there are a lot of really good seminars. But the ones in Hong Kong are available in Chinese at the moment, only in Chinese. And I know a few days ago, there was a really good free training run by the corporate company about the new member pack. And I've learned a few good things about the new member pack in Hong Kong as well. And I can share the information with you, Wei, because the way the new member pack is designed in Hong Kong is actually really, really good for people who want to do the business. So for people like Samantha, Fiona, Max, you guys are here in Hong Kong, I can actually probably do a quick training about it as well. Especially some of you guys are probably going to sign up some people to do the business, right? Then it's actually really good to introduce them to the new member pack. Yeah, so I'll do a bit more study on the new member pack as well. Then I can actually do a discussion in the training with you guys. Oh, actually, I forgot to share a really good promo for you guys before I end the webinar. Is Samantha is actually going to host her first SFit trial class in our new club. Our new club this Saturday. Yay! So she's going to host 2 sessions. So we're basically working our ass off in inviting and promoting it right now, trying to get 2 classes full. We have 2 slots, 8 spots each class. We want to make like full house. So we're working our asses off to get people to come right now. Samantha, do you want to say something about this class?
Sure, yeah. I think it was a bit, I think we only decided like this Monday that we wanted to do the trial class. So it was
That's
a bit
okay,
short, Yeah, it was a bit short notice. And, I asked some people, and actually a lot of my friends said they're interested, but they're not available this week. Well, I don't know if they're just like giving me excuses lah, but yeah, that's what they say. So if you guys have any friends in Hong Kong who might, or like prospective clients or even clients who want to join, please do recommend them.
Yeah, it would be good to go and support, right? Yeah,
it would be really a really good publicity for the new studio as well, I think.
Yeah, because it's actually
really... the class? It's on the post, is it?
Yeah, $100
it's
only.
100 HKD, and it includes the shake.
Okay.
So yeah, for a small group class, that's quite reasonable. It's indoors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually really cheap for indoor actually. So I think the next promo class we're gonna raise up the price a little bit, and let's see what the response is, right? Yeah, quite a few people actually have said to me that they want to come, asking me if is it going to be ongoing as well, and I say yeah, the intent is to have it running, regularly. So yeah, I think Monica should be coming actually. I was talking to her today, so yeah. And everyone I talked to, I asked them just bring some girlfriends along as well. So
yeah, great.
So yeah, okay. So now it's time for you guys to discuss. Like, if you guys don't have any updates for everybody, like what are you working on this week, and what sort of support you want to get from everybody? Yeah.
Well, first I wanted to ask if you managed to went through the 4 weeks challenge again with the pricing.
Yeah.
If everybody's okay with that, if we're making 500, 1,500 or 2,000. That's the first question. Do anybody have any feedback on this?
Max, can you actually have the like last week, have all the details in the like a table or something? So
I need to.
I mean, you can actually maybe have it like as a document or like as a picture, and then send it to us in the group. So we can actually see like a hard copy and like everything.
Just a sec.
Yeah, I think you sent out maybe a spreadsheet with different price points, like 1,500, 2,000, or even higher, and then we could all look at how the cost and the revenue.
Just gonna get some water.
Sam, just asking, you're planning to do abdominal workouts and exercise and glute type exercise in your class, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have any recommendations?
No, I mean, I reckon maybe from try to invite. I'm going to invite a few, one person from Hong Kong, because I think it would do good for injury prevention perspective, and also can get him back on the shake. I think Jane knows who I'm talking about.
Is it a guy?
Yeah.
I think we can. I think it's okay, right? I
Oh,
mean,
yeah, it's a
we're
class, right? Shit.
we're mainly targeting ladies, I think,
We
but
didn't
it's
say
okay.
it's ladies only. We didn't say it's ladies only, but I think it's pretty straightforward. Like from the marketing, the way we present it's for girls only.
But I think if a guy wants to come, we won't.
Yeah, we're not gonna say
We
no.
won't say no, right? I mean, and in this day and age, we can't really gender profile anymore,
I think
right?
it
Like
would
who
do him
knows?
good, considering his injury history. Yeah.
Yeah, guys need
Really?
perky butts too. They need an S shape.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
I sent you the photo on the WhatsApp group.
Yeah, I think that would be good. So we can all
It would be great if
digest.
you could.
We can all digest and yeah, I love
Yeah,
this part.
send us some calculations.
Huh?
Send us some calculations of different price points.
You have it.
You have it. We have it already.
Yeah, on the WhatsApp group.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you just sent it out.
To the WhatsApp group, yeah.
Okay.
So you have the option of the 2000. You have the option of the 1500.
All right. And you want to start in mid-April? Is that it?
Yeah, I thought just I tried to make a promotion flyer or something like this, and then start promoting it during so we can actually start promoting it from now when we decide which day we're gonna launch. And then if people are gonna interested, we just keep them on the list, and then we decide after we're back to Hong Kong, we decide when we're gonna do the measurements and the webinar. And then
I think we can actually, for Hong Kong, we can actually have a gathering, like have an orientation day for this, and do it in a new club. So that in the orientation, we can.
Yeah, if people will come, it will be even better.
And then we probably want to encourage them to do like additional class with it too, right? And that'll be good. I mean, like from say our experience with the 4-week challenge, like the one Sam has done, when you have that once a week sort of meet up for just physical training, it's actually good for the community to stick together and for them to see the coaches, and it's a good way for everyone to stick to the program.
Yeah, so if it's in Hong Kong, we can set that once a week we can do a meeting for like in the club to whoever wants to come, and like personally ask questions, something like this, not only a webinar.
People should do like that sort of like human touch.
Yeah, but and it also shouldn't be then so much of a coaching effort from everybody, because I don't really want to give them like the homework and everyday post things and everything. Just want to post once a week to have the webinar or the meeting, and once a week that they post their photos just to keep on track.
Yeah, that's good. That's what we did for the 4-week too, I think. Just once a week homework.
Yes, it's not exactly homework, but for getting like $500 or like $600 with not too much an effort, like except the hours that we're doing on the weekend, the Zoom calls and the meeting, I think it's like quite it's reasonable per client. So basically, if we charge 2,000, then the price should be 4,000. Then.
Okay.
Got you. Okay, cool. We can all take a look at that. Maybe like after we're done, and then so see what everyone thinks and how we can conclude it. And so basically in April, that means okay, cool. That means we can start promoting now. And
Yeah.
what's the maximum? What's the maximum number that we want to cap it? Do you want to cap it at like 20 or?
Let's see for a second. So we're talking about results 20. Well, I think we can make it to 20 the first time.
Okay.
I think for 20, everybody will make a nice income.
So minimum is what, 10? You say that last time?
If we have minimum 10, yeah, well, minimum can be 10, but I think it's I think we should be able to get at least 20 because
Yeah.
because like one you have a high money price for it, and two, we're putting a lot of effort like in all the transformation issues.
And also depends on how we promote it as well. Like this time with the new club, we can really promote it to, you know, like anybody, go market.
So we can also promote it in the boot camp itself.
Yeah. So boot camp, it will be the existing community. We actually go.
But then existing community,
out.
we need to see how much we charge them because they didn't mark it down on the table.
Just
so the question is if it will be fair to charge them like 1,500.
15.
Yeah, so or we can do like the ones that are new, the ones that are purchasing the products, they're gonna pay 2,000, and if they're just if they already purchasing the products, they're gonna pay 1,500 or something like that.
Oh, you mean members?
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
They buy their own products basically, and they just pay for the coaching and the program. Okay. Yeah.
Wait, so client purchase products is those who, the second row is those who are members already, right? 1,500.
What? Sorry.
Client purchase products. 2,000 is.
2,000 if he wants to get the product. So basically, it's 2,000 whether he wants to get the products or not.
Okay.
And if he's already a member, then it's 1,500.
Okay.
Okay, that makes sense.
I'm just writing down the general frame of when to do the promotion, 20 people, okay, and then we can all take a look at the price, in detail, after that. So that's really cool. I think we can get that going. And also in April, we can still run, like some other side challenges, like 10-day challenge and classes. Like Max, when you come back, do you think you can?
I think if you're gonna run a 10-day challenge, then you already add like another expense for them. So less chance
different crowds.
Maybe different markets.
My intent is different markets actually.
Okay.
We don't have to overlap. Like some people probably prefer the 10 days. Some people want something more, longer and more intensive. Not intensified, but like say for example, right? Some of the new people who just joined the 10 days this time, we can enroll them to the 4-week one next time, right? And then next time when we have the 10-day one, we probably enroll some newbies. So we can kind of, some people prefer to do the 10 days, so the way we see is probably like, okay, so now you've done the 10 days, we have a 4-week one, which is going to help.
Actually the 4 days, the 10 days, sorry, you can make it as like for example, you're gonna make 10 days and you're gonna charge for it 990 as usual. But then you say we have a 28-day challenge, which you're gonna pay 2,000 for it. So it's basically like becomes a bit cheaper in the total calculation for a longer period of time. So we can present it like this as well, and then push them to go for the 4 weeks.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah, we could. But yeah, I think some people might think that 4 weeks is too intense. So I think some people would still choose, at least the beginners, they might choose the 10-day. So I think it's good to also keep the
Okay.
10-day.
They're just different markets.
But
Yeah.
another question, yeah. So yeah, I think these two are more distinct, but Shafine and I were also talking about like a bikini body challenge.
That's very
So
cool.
this one is more girls. But so yeah, is that gonna really overlap with what Max is doing? This would kind of be.
You can make it different, like, because I don't think there's a problem with having too many programs as long as we know how
Yeah,
to
but you're scattering like prospects.
Yeah,
then
that's true.
Prospects will not go for 2 challenges. So and if you're working like you have 50 people that are interested, then you're splitting them for programs, and just everybody will work harder for it instead of just trying to like how is it to target everybody to one thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that would be a problem. Like the 10-day versus the 28-day, that's quite a different market. But then we do like a 3-week bikini challenge, and that's kind of quite similar with Max's thing. We're like
unless you
competing
program
for
it differently,
client.
No, it doesn't matter how it's targeted, because we're gonna promote it the same people, and then they will need to decide if they go to the one or to the other.
I would
So Max, you think it's okay
What?
that we run 2 challenges at the same time?
Well, I think it will be clashing.
Yeah,
Because
I
then
think so.
we're confusing people.
I think so.
How I notice how the other teams run the challenges is that they use the 10 days, and they go to after 10 days it's like a cycle, 10 days, 21 days, and then they go to 8 weeks body transformation challenge, and then repeat the whole cycle again. So I mean, I believe this is the cycle that we can adopt instead of clashing all the challenges together.
So I have cycles, right? Say this is 10 days, and after 10 days we have the 4 weeks. After 4 weeks we have like a specialized one. And but because what I'm thinking is that if say we have say 2 programs, right, for people to choose from, then some, like, we can target, okay, we are approaching like a pool of different people, but then we can actually find clients to plug into this. Some people, how to say it? So basically we're expanding our potential prospecting rather than limiting to only just this. Or some people probably see the value in that. So we have, we put the eggs in 2 different baskets basically. And also just now, like with Sam, your bikini challenge thing, right? I was thinking, could you actually have it as like a package, like a program?
Yeah, I was thinking that
rather
too.
than the
Like
challenge.
yeah, and a program that they can start anytime.
Yeah, exactly.
So
anytime. And so it's like we have breakfast program, right? And then anyone, if they're not doing challenge, they can start the breakfast anytime. And a muscle building program, have fiber program, whatever, like digestive gut health program. So therefore the bikini one, anyone can start anytime. You can sell it online, I mean, like overseas customers and whatever, right? So yeah, maybe have it designed as a program. So
that's what I think too.
Yeah, so maybe have a think about that. Whereas like our challenges, we get everyone to start on the same time and try.
Sure. I think that would work. And maybe maybe if say when we get closer to summer,